up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the No Life Gaming Show, episode number 16. This is where we talk about gaming news, gaming reviews, previews, tech news, tech previews, tech everything. Just anything that we want to talk about. This is where we talk about it. And don't forget to head over to No Life's Gaming on Twitter to follow us and make sure you get updates on what we're doing, when we're doing it, and why. And also our Twitch, where we do all our live streaming at /no_lives. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we will be doing a live event covering the Apple keynote. I'll be doing it. Hopefully one of the other guys can hop on during the stream, and we'll talk about what's going on with Apple. I'm super excited about it because I'm looking to get a new phone. I have here the old ass S7 Galaxy Edge, and I love this phone. It's a great phone, but it's starting to get a little sluggish, and I kind of want to go back to the iPhone. I've had an iPhone pretty much all my life, and then this is the only Android I've picked up. So I kind of want to go back to iPhone, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the news section. But yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. I also want to do some more Destiny stuff. I finally reached cap level, so I can do some endgame stuff, and I can do some streaming. There's not much to stream until then, unless I want to stream the story, which I didn't really want to. I kind of just wanted to finish it and then kind of get into all the endgame and raids and stuff. So I'll probably be doing some streaming of that, and then I'm sure once the PC version comes out, we'll all be streaming that as well. All right, let's bring the crew on. What's up, crew? How y'all doing? How was y'all weekends?
What are you drinking?
Peach pear LaCroix. Okay, this is the best LaCroix available ever. And I drink a lot of LaCroix. I just started getting into sparkling water. Lime, orange, berry. There's tons of them. None of them come close to peach pear LaCroix. It's so authentic and fresh and refreshing. Fuck, it's good, man. So get you some of that.
It's all about that Canada clear.
No, LaCroix's better than that.
I can't drink that stuff anymore.
I'm a pleb. I'm drinking tap water.
I used to drink a shitload of tap water until I found out the wonders of LaCroix. It's so good and so cheap. It's just, oh god, it's the best.
I can't do.
It's good. It's cheap, but it's good. Tap water is still cheaper.
Yeah, tap water is still cheaper. But it's not that expensive.
If it's clean where you get it from.
Now that Whole Foods paired up with Amazon, dude, LaCroix is like, I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it's fucking cheap, and it's a lot cheaper than it used to be. So I pick it up now in like 12 packs.
Hold up.
If it's cheaper than it used to be, then I'll start buying more again.
Hell yeah, man, it's good.
Out of everybody here, shouldn't Jerry be the most skeptical of tap water?
It's on fire. It's lit.
I wonder
filters, yo.
Yeah.
I wonder if people like when they listen to the podcast or watch the video or whatever, if they wonder if we actually think of something to talk about for the first 10 minutes of the show. We never do. It's always completely random. It's just one fucking topic that people we just like sail off on for like 10 straight minutes. Apparently now it's water and tap water.
Dude, LaCroix versus LaCroix versus Brita, the big debate.
I've learned through my years of podcasting, I've learned how to stretch some time, man. I've become pretty good at it. It seems natural, but it's not. It's learned.
I like the 10-minute intro of just BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people do. That's why we have millions of subscribers. Oh wait, we don't.
That's why the average listen time is the first 10 minutes. That's all they really like.
Now they're done talking about shit. Now they're done about games. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, fuck that.
Oh, by the way, I did want to say something really quick. Okay, so you guys see that logo down in you can see it down here, and you can also see it in our Twitter profile. Well, we have like two different logos for some reason. We have one that just says No Life in like a white box. So if you see that, that is us as well. Because I do use two different logos. Like there's two different Discords. And I'll probably put the Discord link in the description of all the videos. So if you want to join us in our new Discord that we added, the No Life Discord, you'll see it. But it's not this logo. It's the other logo where it says No Life in the white box. So I just wanted to make that clear for everyone.
Yeah, we couldn't decide on which one to use, so we just decided to use both.
Just use both. It's always good to have different logos anyway. So
that's how branding works. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, on YouTube, at least.
Might have to add another one.
What is Coke Zero Sugar? I only know Coke Zero.
No, dude, we use both because I mean, at least for how I usually do it, is I use one as an intro and one as an outro.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that idea.
Perfect. All right, well, let's talk about what we've been playing because I do want to talk about Destiny 2 on PS4. Damn, it's good. It is addicting. It's the only game that I can safely say has really been addicting for me in the past. Well, since Dead Cells, because I find Dead Cells just wildly addicting. But Destiny 2 is just I can't put it down. I'll hop into Crucible and just rip PvP, and it's done in such a way where I don't know. You're constantly getting rewarded. Constantly, there's just loot drops every 2 seconds, and there's just so much loot, and there's all this customization that you can do. I will say that it is a little slow, like in the beginning. Usually any RPG, it's a little slow in the beginning because you just want to get to the point where you're just ripping stuff. You're getting the good weapons and the good armor. But it actually comes pretty quickly. Like they learned from the first one that you kind of got to make that beginning part really enticing to keep people playing. And that's what they've done with me. And now I finally level capped last night. I'm about 220 power level, and I think 260 is the top right now, and I'm sure it'll change once the raid drops, which should be in a couple days. I think the 13th is when the first raid the first raid drops, and it's just so fun, man. I highly recommend if you have a PS4, that should be your next game because it's really good. The shooting feels really good. What else is good? Like I said, like just the loot, the way that there's so many different things to do. You can do patrols, you can do strikes, which is like mini raids. You can do PvP, which is basically like Halo style kind of. You get like zones, which is like a conquest. You get like what's that mode in Call of Duty where you have to kill them and you have to collect their dog tags to register the kill? I forget the name of that mode, but they have that thing as well. Deathmatch, just the usual. They don't have capture the flag yet, which I'm kind of upset about. 4 versus 4 only, and that's perfect for capture the flag. I really want to see that added. That's like my favorite first-person shooter game mode is capture the flag. And then you get all like the story stuff that's thrown in there, which is like there's tons of different like little side missions you can do. So it's just a fucking blast, and I've been playing like every single night. Every night, once I'm done, I'll either play like a game of Madden, and then I'll play some Destiny for the rest of the night, or the other way around. I'll play Destiny, and then I'll finish off with Madden. And I just can't wait till we're done with the show so I can go fucking play games. That's how addicting it is, to me at least. I know that there are some issues with it, like I don't know. There's just like little issues that some people are having problems with, like the shader situation. The first Destiny. Go ahead.
I was about to bring that up, actually. I was waiting for you to take a break for a second. I was going to bring that up, but I don't know where I fall in that argument because shaders, they're not really a big deal, but I can see why people are kind of upset about it because, like, say this raid comes out and there's this cool shader that you can get as a raid drop. You're going to have to do that raid so many times just to fill out your gear with that shade. And by the time that comes out, maybe there's another raid or maybe there's a new shader that they drop. So what it's going to end up being is just people hoarding shaders.
Yeah.
Because you think that your gear's not good enough to waste that special shader that you found on the gear. You're like, I'm just going to wait for this thing. And then you get that thing and something else is better that you find out. So I think it's just, I think that's a bad idea.
Issue that people have with it is that it's just such a good way to monetize the game. It's like the perfect way to monetize Destiny 2, like to throw in those microtransactions because it's not an essential item. It's a complete cosmetic thing, but it's so a part of your customization, right? And there's tons of different shaders and they shade everything. Every weapon that you get, every piece of armor, they can all use a shader on them, even the exotics. So it's a way to like really make your person your own. So if you get like a a pretty like rare shader, and you only get like 2 of them, and you want to flesh your whole character out, it's a good way to get people to say, okay, let me just buy shitloads of packs, and they're RNG, so you have to keep buying them until you just luck out and get the shaders. So I think that's why people were upset. But then I can understand Bungie's side, where it's like, this is just such a good way to make money. We
but
can't do it.
I can see that's why people are upset. That's why I was upset with the first game. It's like the game's already monetized. You're already paying $60 for the game. You're already paying $30 for every expansion pack that comes out every couple of months. You are already giving them gobs of money.
Mm-hmm.
So now they want more money for cosmetics.
I think the way that that you can justify that is that there's no subscription fee. That's the only way that you can justify it.
Because that's why you pay for the expansions.
Yeah, but you pay.
Yeah, I know, but you also pay for the expansions of World of Warcraft.
True.
And there's a subscription fee, and there's a microtransaction.
I know. I'm still pissed off about those too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm already paying. I already bought the just to start this game. I already spent $90 fucking dollars, and now it's like, okay, so now for me to like make a character look just not basic, I have to now spend another like $30.
Well, you can.
Welcome.
That's not even guaranteed.
Gaming scene.
I know that's not guaranteed, but I'm saying like that's a starting price.
I can guarantee you're going to be spending a lot more to get the type of shaders that you want. I'm sure they're going to.
And that's why I'd rather just be like, hey, cool. Can I just give you $5 a month?
I'm sure they're going to fix it. I'm sure they're going to fix it. I'm sure they're going to figure out some way where you can trade shaders or you can sell them. They're going to fix it because people are just up in arms about it. But I can also see it's like, that's just where we're at in gaming, where you just. If you figure all the different amounts of weapons and inventory in the game and all the different types of shaders that they have, there's a lot of man hours, it's a lot of time and money that they're spending on it. So maybe that's why they're trying to get some of that back. I'm not sure. I don't want to make excuses for them, but there's microtransactions and everything. I don't find it that big of a deal, especially since you don't have to spend money on it. You can grind it out, and that's basically what I haven't spent any money except the original $60 on the game, and I've been having a fucking blast. And I probably will never spend money on it because I just don't. I never do. I never really buy microtransactions or anything. Maybe it's also the first game that I do, but I don't know.
Before we get too far, is Wayne crackling for everybody or just me?
It's just going to be in the call though. Don't worry about it. It is us though.
Oh, you hear me crackling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't affect it won't affect the output. It just affects us. It's the same thing. Yeah. You're using that PreSonus, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not the PreSonus, but the same one Costanza has. Yeah. It's just, we're going to hear it. The actual output though is fine.
Yeah. As long as that's fine. Who cares then? I can also heard that some of the microtransactions are actually gameplay based. Like you can pay to get ahead, kinda.
In Destiny?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know. There's like this big front page post about it on Reddit about how, it was like kind of like a meme post. It's like the top half had like Evolve, and it was like Evolve is released on PC and has paid skins, and people freak out. And Destiny 2 has paid content to make you better or some shit like that. I don't know. That could be like, how you have to pay for expansions and like you can get better gear from the expansions, but that's know. Yeah, that's stupid.
I think it's similar to like you can pay to not have to grind as much, but that's kind of like the
Warframe.
Yeah,
just Warframe.
Warframe is to a painful amount though. It's like you can grind 200 hours to get this one suit, or you can give us $20.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to play the game, or do you just want to give them money to not play the game that you already spent money to buy? I don't know. It seems dumb to me.
I mean, I'll have more of an opinion on it once it's this wonderful great game that Wayne just described is released into a beautiful 144 frames per second with a nice, wonderful control system.
I know. I really wish that if this game ran 60 frames per second on PS4 Pro, I would buy PS4 Pro just to run it at 60 frames because 30 frames is just too low, dude. It's just too low. It's fine. It's a fine experience, but god damn it, it would have been so much better at 60 frames. So much better.
All we got to wait for is another month and 13 days.
Yeah. And by that time, I mean, everything's going to be figured out. All the routes are going to be figured out. It's not even going to be fun. It's just going to be grinding, you know?
No, it'll still be fun.
Well,
Because,
I guess for people who haven't played it, it will be.
Yeah.
Someone like
Like,
myself.
I haven't played it. I haven't paid attention to it, so it'll still be fun. But the thing too is like, once that's out, you know, I'm less excited about the base game because I mean the first expansion is already coming out in December, and the PC version is coming out at the end of October. You know what I mean? So you're only going to have a month before the expansion comes out anyway.
And you level up fast. And like I've only been playing for a few days, and I've already level capped. I've got to level 20, and it'll probably take me another week or so to get to like the top power level. So once PC version comes out, it'll probably if you're playing every single day, maybe 3-4 hours a day, like you're just no life in the game out, you'll probably be done like completely level capped in like 2 weeks. And then you're waiting and just waiting and waiting, maybe playing Crucible and really specking out your guy to like your exact preference. But then it's just waiting for every expansion pack to come out, every raid to come out, which is like where I fell off on the first one, because it was the same kind of thing. And I fall off most games like that, where you kind of reach that level and you're just like, what am I doing now? I'm just grinding for the sake of grinding, you know?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I no life it, I'm playing it for like fucking 8 hours, 10 hours at a time in a sitting. It's like on my off days, I'm just waking up, playing that game all day. And then,
you'll be done in a week. A whole week. If you're playing like that, you'll be finished completely in a whole week to like top level.
For that World of Warcraft comparison, though, that is something you could pin back the other way, because you are paying $15 a month, but you will never finish World of Warcraft in a week.
Yeah, Jesus.
Like,
Christ,
I mean,
no,
like even if you are
content.
I mean, even if you are level capped and you are going through like top tier progression, you're on the cutting edge. You are in like the top 2% of players. It's still going to take you a month at best if you're like the luckiest fucking person in the world and your guild is just feeding you gear.
Yeah, well, not only that, but you still got all that bullshit like battle pets, collecting mounts, achievements. Yeah, there's tons of content in that game.
But that game is meant to be played like that, I think. Like, it's meant to be a long kind of... It's an MMO, so you're meant to, like... It's really more about the relationships that you build with people. This is, like, straight-up shooter. And
yeah, this is a looter shooter. This is more like Diablo, which Diablo has the same problems, where it's
you just run right through it, and then... I mean, I guess the fun in it would be making different builds, but there's a certain, like... There's not much variety in its, like, skills, right? So... It's I don't know. We'll see how long it lasts for the player base to be really excited about it.
That's what I'm hoping they'll do. I wish they would have done it more in the first game, but I'm hoping they'll also learn it from like the second. Is like you have to have uniques almost. Like, you know, like thinking like Diablo and Path of Exile. You know, you have to have like an item you can go for that just changes your character.
Right.
And like if they had more stuff like that, that would be cool too, because then you could do that, you know, like you could still run the same character, but you know, like, okay, this time I'm instead of doing like the fire damage, I have this unique that like converts the fire damage to cold damage, and then it's something completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they
do
like
the
have
fire
that.
guns.
They sort of have that for with the exotics, and there's different weapon and armor mods, but still you need to be.
I just mean that as like
level.
an example.
Yeah,
they need something insane like that where it's like
right.
It does change your play style.
Yeah, I agree.
What
what
class are you playing, Wayne? Hunter?
I'm Warlock.
Oh.
I'm a Warlock Void, or not Void, what's the other one? I don't remember the name of it. It's not the Daybreak, it's the other one, which is like the Void class, subclass. And I'm probably gonna, I don't know, I might make a Hunter. I might make all three and see what goes on if I'm still enjoying the game after I've kind of like completely capped it. But I am enjoying the shooting. Like I am enjoying PvP, which I like. Like I like the fact that there is a fun shooter behind it, and it's very much like Halo. It feels tight, and so I think there's a lot of longevity in that for just picking up the controller and running through a couple of Crucible matches. But like you said, I agree. There just needs to be like just constant upgrades in loot, in different builds and different things, and then I'll be a player for life if they keep giving me shit to play about. And I wouldn't mind spending money on shaders and whatnot if they did that stuff. If there was a reason to want to get their shaders and spec your person out.
Yeah, I can see that. And that's why I said I see that game having some longevity on PC, if for nothing more than just PvP. Like, with how good it feels, like, it's still going to be played a year now because, I mean, it's Halo on PC, basically. But it feels really good. You know what I mean? Like, that PvP is always going to have some sort of community behind it.
And you can be like a level nothing. You could not know how to play Destiny 2, but be good at first-person shooters and wreck people because it's just the way that they set up PvP is just so perfect. It's such a good balanced system. Your power level doesn't really matter, but like your class does. So if you're at a higher power level, you do have certain things like different recharges, and you can change different things. You have different power weapons. But it's still balanced. Like I was still like, you can wreck level 20s at level 2, level 3 if you're just good at first person shooters, which is awesome. I love that as well. So I don't know. So far, I'm really happy about it. The story is all right, but it's really just a catalyst for just progressing you. And if you want to level up quick in Destiny 2, I highly recommend just run through the campaign because you'll get to level 20 by the end of it.
What's level cap?
20.
Oh.
And then I think 265 is your power level. Right now, at least. It'll probably change.
Yeah, that's like item level, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. High level.
Yep. All right. Moving on. Total War Attila. Who's been playing that?
I've gotten back into Total War. It's okay. I've been playing Attila because it's a lot of fun, but I want Total War to make another historic like game because they've released Warhammer and Warhammer 2 is coming out. Warhammer is great, but I miss, dude, we're like in AD 400 and like here's, 30 fucking factions just trying to kill each other.
Yeah, Warhammer 2 is already out, isn't it? No, it's September 28th.
Yeah, it's coming out like this month. But like I want them to come out with a historical one again because I started playing that after finishing Game of Thrones. Like that was a big part of it. Was just like, I missed it, dude. Like basically the way you break down, especially with the campaigns, and the campaigns are really well fleshed out. You start in year 395. You start in 395 and you're trying to survive till 425. So 30 years. But if you include the expansions too, there's like 30 or so different factions you can choose to play as. And all of them have a various scale of difficulty. But it's a lot of fun. You basically start like, okay, an example is you can start as a nomadic kind of clan like Visigoths. You're like start as a horde and you basically have to like sack everybody. Like you just have to beat everybody as a horde till you find where you want to like settle and then take over cities, and then you're trying to just build a giant empire while the entire time Attila is basically just like sending huge waves of units at you trying to kill everybody.
Have you played Crusader Kings 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was about to say you'd probably really like that if you hadn't played CK2. Or
that's great too.
Universalis 4.
Yeah, I like Total War a bit more than Europa for example, just because
it's not as menu heavy. I imagine
it's not as menu heavy, but like it still gives me that satisfaction of like empire building, but I actually like the battle system versus just like the Hearts of Iron kind of style where it's like that's fun sometimes, but it's just like.
It's
cool, my
numbers.
spreadsheet beat your spreadsheet.
Exactly. It's just numbers, and that's all it is.
Where with like Total War, it's just like, all right, you can be totally down and still win. It's hard, almost impossible. But like a lot of it is, you are trying to almost have like a mini RTS battle style where you do get to like do what you want and win. And then custom battles are kind of fun too, because you can just set up crazy sieges and stuff like that.
Can we just everybody everywhere? Can we just all get a collective round of applause for Jerry for actually watching Game of Thrones finally and just giving in and just he did just he went from nah man, I watched the first couple episodes and they were shit, and then like a week and a half later, Jerry's like, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
I'm caught up through all of it.
I still stand by that though.
2 years with the rest of us.
You're
I still
past
stand
me,
by
dude.
that,
I'm
though.
not caught up to it.
You're not caught up to it?
No, I still have last season's to finish, and then I haven't watched any of this season yet.
Oh,
yeah. I watched all of them in a week, but I still stick by what I said.
Did you?
The first 4 episodes are still
it?
shit. Yeah, I did no life it. It got bad actually.
You said the first 4 episodes are shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little slow to start. I can see that.
It's not even that it's slow. It's just it's still the same system they use later, which works really great later because you have reasons to be engaged. Exactly. You have reasons to be engaged, but like the first 4, I think they should have done a different type of system. Because it's like, okay, cool, they meet direwolves. Who cares? Oh, cool, this little shit king's killing a farm boy. Who the fuck cares? Like until you have more development with those characters, a lot of it's just like, I don't care. Yeah. At least for me, where it's just like, okay, cool, it's archetype little dick prince, like things like that, where it builds out and fleshes out to be a lot more than that. But for an intro style, I think they should have chose something a little different.
How many more episodes are left? Not that many, right?
6,
yeah. That's the other thing I'm worried about now is now that I'm caught up, I'm just like, it's going to be lost.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Unless they're 2-hour-long episodes each, I have no idea how they're gonna tie it all up in 6 episodes. I really don't.
I mean, I think that's what it's going to be. I think they're all going to be longer episodes because the last episode of last season was 2 hours long.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trust Game of Thrones to finish it right. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. The something else that bothered me was it's a more of a product of modern TV, but it started really grinding on me when it was like, okay, cool. If I'm going to sit down and watch a 55-minute episode, I want a 55-minute episode. I don't want a 40-minute episode with 5 minutes
of recap.
Yep, 5 minutes of intro, and then at the end of the episode, here's 10 minutes of one character, and this is how we made that one character. Like, that's really cool, but, release that at the end of the season. Don't put that in the fucking episode and be like, this is a 55-minute episode.
Welcome to HBO.
That's fucking DVD extra.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that is.
It's HBO, man.
No, it's a 35-minute episode with 15 minutes of extras. You can just say that. That's okay.
All right, moving on to news. I don't think anyone has been playing anything else, right?
I just wanted to pop in there real quick.
Sure.
I have been playing something, but I can't record it because it's on 3DS. And 3DS capture devices are like $300, and you have to buy a whole new.
Astronomically expensive and sometimes unreliable because of the people you buy them from.
Yeah, you have to buy them from people who mod them pretty much, so they can be kind of sketch.
Oh yeah, looking at you, Cats and Kitty. I'm not afraid to call it names.
That's like the main. That's like the main person too. I think
there's one other person that does good work, but he's always backed up and never available.
But that's going to be the tagline for the episode. It's going to be just like a little 3-minute break where we talk about it, and the tagline's going to be like, "Doobie calls out."
He calls out Katsukitty.
But anyway, I've been playing. They just released the Monster Hunter Stories thing.
Oh yes, I was going to ask you about that.
And I thought that was. When I was first looking at it before, I didn't even look into gameplay. I thought it was going to be kind of shitty gameplay, but I went ahead and got it anyway because I'm a Monster Hunter fanboy and fuck it, I got to experience it. It's actually not that bad. It's kind of like the Monster Hunter universe and a lot of the traits that you would find in a regular Monster Hunter game, but it's turn-based combat like Pokemon, kind of like like rock, paper, scissors combat. And you do, I mean, that's like the most literal term because it is literally rock, paper, scissors. Because in combat, you only have like 3 options. It's like power, technical, and speed attack. And, you know, like power beats technical beats speed, and speed beats power kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole just rock, paper, scissors bullshit. But you do have abilities that you can use, so it's not just that basic. And you go out and you capture the monster eggs and you bring them back and you hatch them. And the monsters, they can have like different stats and stuff like that. And you can craft your own egg. I don't know. It's actually kind of cool so far. I would recommend it to people who might want to start getting into the universe a little bit and trying to figure stuff out. It doesn't have Monster Hunter gameplay, but if you like stuff like Pokemon and stuff like that, I believe you could have some fun with it.
Nice.
That's all I wanted to talk about.
Still sounds so weird.
Yeah.
What?
I think we're two. I was gonna say I think we're 2 3DS games away from the death of the 3DS, and that's this upcoming Friday with Metroid.
Yeah,
which I'm excited for. I
I'm gonna
won't be
pick
able
that
to
up.
record it, but I will talk about it. And the last iteration of this current Pokemon gen before it moves to Switch production. And that's it, man. Like after those 2, I really don't see anything else coming to the 3DS that warrants it being a system they push anymore.
Oh, they'll still make stuff for it, dude.
They
just came out with Pikmin
Fire
and
Emblem,
Miitopia.
Fire
and
Emblem has left. Like that's in development now for the Switch. Like a mainline Fire Emblem title.
Don't worry, they'll still be
Pokemon's gone.
There'll be Yoshi Yarn Stories 47. Don't worry.
Yo, they need to make a new Mario Maker. That's what I'm saying.
For the Switch.
Yo, I would buy this shit. I loved Mario Maker on
Fuck the 3DS.
That was a great game.
Why would they make a new Mario Maker though when you can just make your own levels?
True.
Like that's the whole point of it.
I mean,
there's not really new. There's not really new.
Well,
There's not really new concepts you can add to Mario Maker.
Yeah, that's true.
Super Mario 2,
Yeah.
Super Mario World 2. Come on.
Yeah,
That's Mario
okay.
2. Mario Brothers
Yeah.
2. I want that. Come on.
Let's make.
3D Mario Maker. Come on.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
That'll
but
never
No,
happen.
that sounds
You kidding
terrible,
me?
actually.
That would
sounds like
actually be
people
bad.
making huge like 3D rendered like dicks. That's all it sounds like to me.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
This is my Mario Maker 2 world. It's actually just Happy Wheels, but it's Mario now.
Yeah.
Oh,
much.
Mario 2 jokes.
All right. News. Lawbreakers is getting new maps in competitive mode. Zero Gravity FPS Lawbreakers will add 3 new maps, new game modes, and a new class before the end of the year. Developers Boss Key Productions have announced all updates will be free, and the first due later this month will include a map called Namsan, a new temporary team deathmatch mode, and some extra tutorials to make it easier for new players to jump on board. So if you're still playing Lawbreakers, I haven't.
This is your favorite game, Wayne.
I haven't played it since
Wayne
Destiny.
loves this game.
I actually fired it up maybe 3 nights ago to play around, and I was just like, I just want to play Destiny.
Yeah, well, not
Sucks,
only
man.
that, but I imagine everybody else that fires it up is like, you know what? I think I'm just going to go play Overwatch.
Or Overwatch, yeah. Honestly, it's like they should have waited to release it after Destiny.
Man.
They fucked
Probably.
up there big time.
PUBG. Actually, what they're actually really all doing though is probably playing PUBG.
Yeah, which I didn't put that in the news, but that is a news thing that did pop up. Is like PUBG just hit like 1 million concurrent players
It's
on
like 10
Steam.
million, I thought.
Well, I think it's concurrent, so it's like
No, it was
Oh.
10.
oh,
It was
okay.
10 concurrent. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's insanity.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
is.
it's like about to touch Dota 2 or something. Like it's in the
I
running
thought
to beat
didn't
Dota 2.
Didn't it pass Dota 2?
I mean,
Let's
for a
find out.
month, but
we
we'll see.
we got the article right here from
Yeah,
Polygon.
but Dota 2 is a free to play game.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. PUBG breaks 10 million copies sold. There's 2 million copies in the last 2 weeks. It sold more than 10 million copies. Let's see if it says anything about Dota. A few other waypoints along the game's meteoric rise. Battlegrounds overtook Grand Theft Auto 5 for the most concurrent players on Steam in mid-July, and Valve's juggernaut Dota 2 last week, kicking Dota out of the top slot for the first time in more than 3 years.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
fucking insane, man.
This
Like,
dude just cashed the fuck out.
We went from thinking PUBG was like the flavor of the month to like when it comes out on Xbox, it's gonna gain even more popularity.
yeah.
Because I think that is a really, I do honestly, as much shit as I give Microsoft and Xbox, I think that's a really big get for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going
It's
to be
going
terrible
to
on
explode.
consoles. Though.
Oh, it's going to be terrible, yeah. But
I don't think it's going to translate well. But
I don't think so. I
it'll
mean, it
sell
might
a
not
lot.
translate well. But
Right now
again,
it's-
they have been doing the
I
first
completely
person mode,
disagree.
and
I
a lot of
completely
people
disagree.
like first person mode in that game.
right now it's
completely
third.
disagree.
It's
I think-
right now at this second it is still behind Dota 2 and CS:GO, which surprises me.
I'm sure it'll fluctuate, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll fluctuate.
because
But-
like half of the people who play it were former CS:GO players.
Well, it's also still like under optimized. Once they optimize and get it on some lesser hardware, because you could play
But
fucking CS:GO
under
on a
optimized.
calculator.
It's dude, it's not optimized at all.
Yeah,
I've literally seen people with nicer rigs than yours just be like, yeah, dude, barely got 60 frames. I have a $5,000 and I'm like hitting 70 frames. Like what?
yeah. It's they need to fix that. But once they do, it's gonna kill it. I don't know if they can though. The game, the way the geometry works and the lighting, it's just there's no way.
I
There's
think
no
this
way.
just attests to the fact that we started the news article talking about lawbreakers and immediately started talking about other video games. You know what I mean? But as far as the news article goes, or the topic of the news article, I don't think anybody really cares about maps, and competitive mode is something they should have probably added as soon as the game came out.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you can only play quick play and shit for so long before you want to play something like a competitive
It'll be dead
mode.
in 2 months. It'll be dead in
Yeah.
2 months.
Probably.
There's no reason to play it. It's not that much better than anything out there right now.
Dude, it's Battleborn 2.0.
Rest
There you
in
go.
peace. Rest in peace, Cliffy B.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cliffy.
Unless he comes out with like a fucking PUBG mod or something. Like a PUBG deathmatch mod. There you go, Cliffy B. There's an idea for you.
Battleground Breakers.
There you go. I disagree with you guys though. I think it's going to translate very well over to console, especially with Microsoft's new mixer thing being built in, and people who just don't take the game too seriously will be able to hop on their new Xbox and rip on it. And I think it's going to sell a lot of Xboxes as well. But we'll see. Who knows?
I think the reason that I said that it won't translate well is because the control scheme is too intricate.
it is. It is quite intricate.
Like all the leaning and and changing positions and all
Yeah.
that. It's like it's just too intricate for
Yeah.
a controller, in my opinion.
That's what I
It's got
thought,
nothing
yeah.
to do with aim.
But I
I
think
mean,
they
the
can
aim is
simplify
going to
it.
suck, yes, but it's got nothing to do with aim. It's just there's too many intricacies that you
I
can
think
do.
they can simplify it. I think there's a way.
I think they can, but it's still just then like if they do simplify it, still it's you're not playing PUBG, you're playing PUBG Lite.
Yeah. But a lot of people like myself, I wouldn't mind playing PUBG Lite. I'm not that hardcore into
that's
it, you
fair.
know, but I do like the core game of it, and I think a console. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's all about how they translate the controls. Like Loco said, they got to do that right for it to translate well. Firewatch creator vows the MCA retaliation against PewDiePie for racial slur used in stream. Let's save that one. Let's save that one for later. Because we're going to be talking about PewDiePie using the big ol' N-word with a hard R. Oh, yes, he did do that. And we're going to talk about that at the end. Moving on. Destiny 2 racks up Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. Destiny 2 racks up 1.2 million players online. That's pretty good. Good for them. And it's not out on PC for another month. Now, is this... I guess this is 1.2 on both systems. Yeah, PS4 and Xbox One. Probably only going to grow, especially once it comes out on PC.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is good news. I mean, because it would just really suck for them to release Destiny 2 on console before PC, and then it already loses steam before it gets released on PC. That would suck so bad to be so hyped and ready to play it, and like right before you start playing it, everybody's like, all right, nobody's playing it anymore. Nobody wants to play it anymore. So
And
as long as it can keep interest up.
But I think they were pretty smart doing that because it's going to release now 1.2. That's a big number. Then PC release again, it's probably going to hit another million at least. And still console will grow. And then once the holidays come around, and that's when everyone really gets it and really like, you know, all the 12-year-olds buy it. Oh my God, the player base is going to be gigantic. It's going to be gigantic. And then all the raids are going to be released and it's going to be dope. Oh, this is a great little story here. South Park, the fractured butthole has a skin color difficulty setting. And I think let's see if there's a GIF on here. No, it's in the video. So basically, when you create a character in South Park, you have an option to choose your skin color, or your difficulty setting, I should say. And where's the part where they do that? Here it is. So you're seeing it here in the video, right here. And they kind of got a lot of criticism for this, both good and bad. There's a lot of just talk about what's going on here. So you start off, if you want to play the easy difficulty, you are a white person. And if you want to play the very difficult difficulty, you're a black person. And the slider ranges from there. And they say that
man's life.
Nothing else changes in terms of like your abilities from white to black. It's just if you become a black person, everything else in the world is more difficult, such as you get less money. Your loots are different. So it's like it's a fucking hilarious difficulty slider thing that
It's
probably the
classic
best.
South Park. It's classic, just a mix of humor, social commentary, and game design in one.
Not only that, but I think it also. I think your gender actually factors into difficulty too.
Oh, it does.
I watched the video, and you can choose male or female, and you can also choose if you're cisgender or transgendered.
Oh,
and they have a whole thing where if you like choose like female cisgender, Mr. Mackey calls your parents, and he's just like, "Oh, so the stick of truth where you're the king, like, so they were just a girl the entire time." Okay, they like retcon it. It's so silly.
Yeah, this is I do not expect anything less from the South Park guys. The first one was amazing. I can't wait to play this one.
This game comes out next month. The difficulty thing like screams multiple playthroughs, which I like because the first game did not really give you any reason to do multiple playthroughs. It was kind of just one and done.
Yeah.
So, I think this is insane though. I mean, it's kind of cool and entertaining, I guess, or a good social commentary, I should say. But then again, it's like I just want to play on normal difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. You're fucked then.
Yeah.
If you want to be a white guy and play normal difficulty or very difficult, you're fucked. If you're a black guy and you want to play on easy, you're fucked as well.
If you want the privilege, you can get it.
South Park, man, it's just, God, I can't wait to play this game. I'm excited for it. It's just such a, like the first one was just such a great South Park experience. Like,
oh yeah, it was like you were literally playing an episode.
Yeah, and they did it so well, and I was so happy they did that. So I can't wait to play this one.
Yeah, this one's gonna have like I imagine the writing is gonna be on. It's just gonna be on point, and now the gameplay is really reaching to that point where it's like they said it after the end of Stick of Truth. They learned how to really make a game towards the end of that game, and it shows. So far from what I've seen, it shows that they're kind of learning, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. They're going now through this notebook and there's just drawings of fucking people having sex. We're probably going to get demonetized just from this image alone. Oh my God. You guys can't see it, but
that's why we're putting that bitch on Twitch, man.
It's pretty good. All right, moving on.
Straight white male, the lowest difficulty setting there is.
It's so great. Nintendo exec comments on SNES Classic Supply. Reggie basically says if you're paying over $80, then you're fucking up. Basically what he said. His exact quote, I would strongly urge you not to overbid on SNES Classic on any of the auction sites. You shouldn't have to pay more than $80.
Well, Reggie, I would strongly advise that you just make more fucking products than the demand.
There's going to be plenty of stock. Don't pay the scalpers. It's like,
fuck you, Reggie. It's like, don't talk down to people.
The scalpers are the ones buying all of the stock. They had the bots that were at the pre-order. The bots went in and bought everything because people use bots to.
Hey, dude, don't talk shit about my friends.
That is legit.
Moneybag Jerry over here.
I don't know. It feels kind of condescending if he's like, yeah, you shouldn't have to pay. You shouldn't do that. That's not very smart. And it's like, well, motherfucker, just make more product. It's like you knew people were going to buy this shit because it already happened with the NES Classic.
You know what's a great solution to this problem? Release the fucking SNES goddamn virtual console on the Switch for goddamn sakes. Like, where's the virtual console?
I mean,
I don't know why they don't do that. It's such
they sound like graphics cards manufacturers right now, where all of the crypto mining's going on, and it's just like, well, we're not going to make any more, but we don't want miners to buy our cards. Meanwhile, we're getting a lot of money.
Go up.
Yeah, but we're getting a lot of money. Yeah, we're not going to make any more though.
I just don't understand it because this thing probably takes like what $15 to make. Probably cheaper than that. I'm not even gonna say that.
A little bit, just like the NES Mini, where it's literally
Raspberry Pi.
board.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a little bit more than that. Because even buying Raspberry Pis like in bulk, they're still. I mean, they're cheap, but they're not that cheap. Like I would still say it's probably about $25, $30 minimum to make it. Like you can get wholesale Raspberry Pis like cheaper than regular, but I mean it's still just the amount of parts that go into that itself. It's still going to be like you're going to be buying thousands for $12 a piece.
Pre-orders are going up for $225, $180, $190. So that's the going price right now.
I mean,
for all these confirmed pre-orders on eBay.
That's insane.
Even Raspberry Pi consoles are going for $140.
That's also insane. You could build one yourself for not even $50.
I was gonna say buy a Raspberry Pi for like $20. Stick it in a box.
You just buy. All you need is like the $40 starter pack to have all the wires you need, and then like a $10, $15 screen, and there you go. You built your own SNES Game Boy.
I mean, I still think it costs too much anyway at $80. Because I would just emulate it, but I don't know, man. Like I don't understand the logic behind Nintendo. Really?
No, dude, you got to buy this.
They don't have any logic.
You buy this, then you buy the vinyl music track, and also the $100 Mortal Kombat 2, not Mortal Kombat, whatever. Street Fighter 2. Then you buy the Mortal Kombat soundtrack, too. You need the 8-bit. You need the 8-bit vinyls.
Yo, man, you gotta, scratch them. You gotta DJ it with them.
You need all the nostalgia collectors
packs. Get that
packs.
Guile's theme going on.
Just buy the Switch. You don't need any of that garbage.
No, dude. I didn't finish. You have to do all of that, and you need the ultimate accessory on top. You got to get your '90s fanny pack. All right. It's not complete till you got that fanny pack.
The neon pink fanny pack. Let's go.
With a Nintendo logo on the side.
With the 1993 Nintendo World Championship logo on it. Let's go.
Do you have one, Doobie?
No, I wish I did though. I would totally wear that shit. Are you kidding me?
Doobie,
I would rock that motherfucker. Okay, totally.
Doobie has a poster on his wall that we can't see, and it's just a movie poster for the Wizard.
No, the only movie poster I have up that you don't see is Clerks.
Oh,
nice
figures. Actually, that was my second guess. That was my second
figures.
All right, next story. Apple keynote tomorrow, 1 p.m. We were talking about this, 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sorry. We were talking about this earlier. All right, let's look at some of these rumors here. There's a lot of tech news going on. So this
Not
is
the most important rumor still.
What?
No Mac Mini. I'm still salty.
You don't know. Maybe they do got one.
They
got
better,
one in
dude.
production. You don't know. No, I highly doubt they have a Mac Mini in production. We would have heard about it by now.
Well, there were rumors like at the beginning of the year, but nothing since then. Yeah.
Well, I think the rumors then turned into the modular trash can PC, not the Mac Mini.
Well, no, that's what they were talking about doing with the Mac Mini, which sounded even weirder. Is like the top of the line Mac Mini was basically going to turn into the trash can.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
Yeah. So like that was also interesting too, because the idea is they kept saying that like the Mac Mini is important to them because it's their consumer line, but it's all is branching into their pro line. So they wanted to do something about that. So there were rumors that the top end Mac Mini was going to get bigger, but I doubt it. I just want a $500 Mac Mini that's not a fucking Haswell Sandy Bridge part.
Well, you can get an iPhone X. That's supposedly the new name for the newest iPhone. So they're re-releasing they're re-updating the
Which
iPhone
one?
7, 7 Plus, and then they're releasing the new iPhone as the iPhone X, and that's the one with the full OLED display, the dual vertical camera. Here it is here. Also, they're saying that the button on the side will be your kind of like customizable button. There's going to be a lot of different things with that. They couldn't fit in the Touch ID on the under the screen, so now they're doing this whole facial ID system, which is supposedly really fucking dope. Like your phone could just be laying next to you on the table and you just look at it and it unlocks.
That scares me though. That does scare me.
After the Note, I've seen some stuff. I know the Note 8 technically doesn't come out till Friday, but I have it. From what I'm told, the facial recognition on this thing, if there's any if they're similar, you can actually put up a picture and it'll scan.
Yeah, it's different.
So like that freaks me out a little bit. I'm not using it. I don't mind the thing on the back, but from what I've been told, Apple's actually buying their OLED screens from Samsung.
Yeah, no,
Samsung's kind of fucking them.
Yeah, no, those screens are from Samsung and so are the processors. They've been for years.
Yeah. But they're actually actively looking to get a better deal by opening up, I think, their own manufacturing for OLED screens. That's what I've heard. They're trying to, but at the same time, I'd say good luck because, like, they can't. Like, the shitty part is right now is like, if you're getting a small OLED screen, you go to Samsung. Like, I don't know why they're the only ones who figured out on a small scale, because you can even tell by like looking at LG's, because LG has their own OLED and like LG TVs are pretty decent, but their small screens suck. Yeah.
Yeah,
like they basically have to go to Samsung,
and they're just their production of it is so on point that it's just so much cheaper to do it that way. And this phone's already touted to be like $1,200.
This screen is beautiful. I love this screen for the Note 8.
Yeah, Samsung knows how to make a good fucking screen. I'm interested in seeing how all this new tech goes in. I want to see the new camera. I want to see this 3D facial recognition.
Dude,
I want to see
the new
it's
gonna
iOS.
Be all hype, but
I saw the leak, and the leak said that there was like going to USB-C.
I'm hoping. I'm so hoping.
I think that's the right move to make.
No, it is the right move, but I'm still so hoping.
Smart enough to make it.
I don't think so either. I think we'll still get.
I think they'll probably stick to Lightning of some shit.
They probably will, but I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for that day because it is fucking inevitable, and I am so hyped for that day. They finally have to admit, like, we messed up. We have to go to a standard and just fuck over everybody who bought then.
They'll probably do USB-C on the iPhone X and then still go Lightning on the new 7s, or they just go USB-C on everything.
Like that's just crazy to me. But yeah,
I'm missing a few other things here.
They should have more info on their Alexa competitor, which still sounds kind of cool to me, but still kind of lame. There'll be new watch stuff. There'll be a new Apple TV. You know, all the standard stuff basically for September for Apple. New iPads probably.
New color. They're going to be releasing their new color, which is that copper color, which I think looks sick. Get a nice leather case on there. Hell yes. I'm excited for it. Oh, wireless charging, finally.
Another thing that apparently the best phone in the world has never had.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they were the best phones. I would just say they were the most purchased. They were definitely the most purchased phones. It may be best built phone. Yeah, here's the pricing. Apple hasn't drastically changed the prices of its mainline phone for years. This is out of The Verge. Currently, you've got a choice between the iPhone 7, $649, $749, $849 on storage. So you'll probably see the same similar pricing structure when they rehash them with the 7s. And then you're looking at $1,000 for the X. And it could go up to $1,200 depending on certain things, which is rough. But no one really pays for phones like that anymore. Usually you just wait for an upgrade and then you just pay.
You just pay for it in installments.
Yeah, you still pay that price though. You're still paying that.
Yeah, but not really, because you're not putting all that money down, and you're usually selling your phone for the next one later anyway. So you're
but at the end of the day, you're still paying that full price. You're still paying for the phone.
The way that Sprint works is you pay, like the way they do it now is like 12 months, and then you get the like you can upgrade for a new lease. 18 months, then you can buy the phone outright for whatever is like the remainder. 24 months, no matter how much you still owe, you own the phone. Like they just, I guess, cut their losses after 2 straight years. Like
that's how most. Months. That's how I think most are. Or you can sell
they don't
it, or
do
they'll
it to
buy
your
it
contract anymore because phones are getting too expensive for them to eat that price.
Yeah,
so,
like most.
I haven't paid full price for a phone in years.
Like these phones are $1,000 now. Like
you guys are in. What? You guys are both on Sprint, because Sprint's actually one of like the last companies you do get upgrades on. The rest you don't get. You don't get upgrades. You are eligible. You are eligible for an upgrade. You don't get a price cut. Like Verizon, you don't get price cut anymore.
They don't buy your phone?
I didn't get much of a price cut. I think.
No, you don't. You don't get anything off of it. You can just you are eligible to buy a new phone. That's all the upgrade means nowadays for a lot of them.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Wait, I upgraded on Verizon. I 100% upgraded on Verizon like maybe 2-3 years ago.
That's
not anymore. Like you don't get a credit. You don't get a credit for it. Like you don't get money off. You just are now eligible because your plan's up.
Wow. Yeah,
I just buy my phones outright.
Yeah.
Like I bought this outright. So
too expensive, man. Way too expensive, especially for like
it's the same
$1,000 nowadays. Hey, but you're
but
putting
still the same
down.
price.
Yeah, but you're
it's
putting
like, okay, you're gonna either pay $1,000 down or you pay $60 every month for 24 months for $1,000.
Or
people
it's like
talk
$30
about
a month.
People talk about how their phone bills are like $100 and $120. My phone bill's $50.
Yeah,
so.
it's because the price of the phone. That's what causes contracts so crazy.
Do you guys both have Verizon?
I do right now, but I've used the multiples.
You guys gotta get off Verizon. That's the one reason I got off Verizon was it's so fucking expensive. Sprint is so cheap. It is so cheap on Sprint. You get unlimited data right off the bat. It's like $80 a month with my phone installment plan, unlimited data, and like I said, they'll buy your phone from you. You get the upgraded price, so when you are due for an upgrade, you get a huge credit on the phone. You pay nothing for a new phone. I literally just go in, they give you the new phone, they add it to your bill, another $30 a month.
Yeah, but the service
then they
here,
take the phone that you sell them and they cut that off of your final price. It's a wonderful plan. I hate Verizon. Verizon and Comcast. I hate.
No, it is a great plan. I wish I could use it.
Oh, you don't have it?
Yeah. No, it's like you just don't get service here. It's a lot of stuff like that. Well, you do, but not in comparison. And then the other thing
right now is that the same thing with Verizon. When I was on Verizon, they tell you that
I used to use
bullshit.
Sprint. I've used Sprint here.
Oh, okay.
I know.
All right. Just saying.
Yeah, like honestly, too, though, what I was going to say too is because I used to actually do that. Right now, I'm using Verizon because also I'm really lucky for the first time in my entire life. I'm not paying for my phone; someone else is.
Oh,
you use that while I can, because otherwise it's always been me paying it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if I didn't have to pay for it, I would definitely probably choose Verizon because they do have the best service, but they're just so expensive, man.
Yeah,
and they give you like the dumbest deals. Like they have hidden fees all over the place. I just can't deal with them.
It's a little bit different for me too, because I'll probably still keep using Verizon, even though I don't like Verizon either. I just like their service. As an actual company, I hate them, but I'm probably going to keep using them because I'm on a family plan that I worked out because my mom's a government worker. So they give mad government employee discounts.
I will say Verizon Fios has been nothing but roses. I love Verizon Fios. $80 a month. They try to sell you all this stupid shit when you try to get the Fios, like just Fios. But you just go Fios, $80 a month, 150 up and down. That's all you need, especially when you do stuff like this, like streaming and whatever. Oh God, it's awesome. I haven't had an issue with the hidden fees or anything with Verizon Fios.
Dude, just move into the ghetto with me. $50 full 1 gig up and down.
I'm waiting for Philly to figure that out. I'm waiting for it, man. They are so behind on cable
like what the fuck, man? I live in a major urban hub for the South, and we don't have. All we have is Comcast.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We have Comcast, and then we have even shittier AT&T Uverse.
There you go, dude. Now you get that.
Mm-hmm.
That's our choices.
You want that 15 megabyte down, 2 megabyte up capped service? Yeah, that's what you want.
For like $80 a month.
Yep.
All right. Well, Apple keynotes tomorrow. We will be live streaming it. Hopefully, Local will join me. I know Jerry and Doobie might have priors. Maybe Jerry will show up later for.
I'm gonna try to show up later. Yeah.
I'll be at work.
And
Doobie looks like he has priors.
Damn.
Right, moving on to the last news story. Equifax was hit with. Hold on. Before I get into this story, Equifax, if you guys don't know, is the credit bureau, huge credit bureau. They were hit with a huge hack, and they made some statement. Let me see if I can find the video. And then the CEO came out and made some stupid statement talking about it. I need to find that video of the guy. See if I can find. Here it is. Rick Smith, CEO and chairman.
As you're probably aware, earlier today we announced a cybersecurity incident
I'll let him
that has
explain.
impacted those who rely on us to protect their personal information. I want to take a few minutes to talk with you about it and make sure you have the facts.
Okay, so he basically says that we were hit with a huge cyber attack, and basically everyone on their plan got their shit stolen. It's somewhere. Who knows if they're going to use your identity? If you have good credit, I would highly suggest that you do something about it. You got to call up the credit bureaus. You got to call up. There was another phone number that you could call. But the thing I want to say is, don't use Equifax's service to check if you've been hacked, because there's a hidden thing about it in the terms of service of checking Equifax. So Equifax says you can use our service. We'll do everything that we can to make sure that you're okay. And if you do that, if you use their service and you check if you're okay, even if you just check to see if you were hacked, then you completely waive your rights for a class action lawsuit. And supposedly that's illegal. Supposedly that won't end up in court. But I'm just saying there's other ways around it to help you figure out if you can figure out if you've been breached or whatnot. Now here, USA Today just released Equifax was hit with at least 23 class action lawsuits over a massive cyber breach. And 23 class action lawsuits. That is a ton of money that they're going to be sued for. And I would just love it if they could just shut this company down just by making it go bankrupt through all these lawsuits, because I can't stand dealing with these credit companies. They're the worst. All they want to do is try to screw you. Everyone has credit. Everyone needs credit in this country, even though it's a big fucking scam. And this is just another, like, where does all your fees and all the things that you pay for your credit and Equifax, like, how are they not spending money on making sure they have the best top-notch cybersecurity to make sure this shit doesn't happen? If someone breaches I'm someone who has been affected by having my social security stolen and my entire name stolen. And I can tell you right now, it is not fun. I'm still dealing with it 7-8 years down the line. If you get your credit ruined and trying to prove it's the most strenuous and annoying thing that you could possibly deal with. So I would highly suggest that you take necessary precautions to make sure that you're set up well, to make sure that your credit is on point, and to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. Now, something like this is a little out of your hands. I understand that, but you know there are insurances that you can check out, and yeah. So, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's really fucking scary because, like you said, everybody. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't use credit cards. I don't really care about it. But having good credit that's really how you break from being poverty level lower class to at least middle class. It's
Yeah.
just having good credit, because nobody makes money anymore. It's just like the middle class just has better credit.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, man, I don't know. This is really fucking scary. This is really scary to think about. They say that 143 million people were affected.
Yeah.
Or
And I was
Or it's
affected.
possible.
I was affected. I checked. They say like put your last name in and the last 6 of your social security. I checked it and I was 100% affected. Now I'm probably not gonna get breached again because I have like things put when my identity got stolen. I had like this whole like lockdown thing where I basically no one's getting into my social security at all. So luckily I'm there because I've already got fucked by it. But if you're someone who's never had to deal with that and you have good credit, I'm not sure at what score this affects. There's like different credit things, and I guess Equifax has like their own credit thing, but I'm not too big on that. Kate knows more about credit than I do. I just know that.
Yeah, there's like
Don't
3
fuck your
major
credit up.
companies, and like 2 of the major companies use the same score, and I think Equifax uses their own score.
Yeah,
I think that's how it works. I know
I
that
think there's like a FICO score, then there's like Equifax, and then there's another one.
TransUnion.
Yeah, and then there's another one with your loans and debt and whatever. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now, what I'm thinking is, what would be awesome is if the hackers could hack the other credit guys and just shut them all down, and then get rid of everyone's credit. And we all
So
start
Wayne, your
zero.
favorite movie is obviously Fight Club,
Fight
right?
Club.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His name was Robert Paulson.
Yeah. Wayne over here on some Fight Club bullshit.
That
Fight
would be
Club
awesome.
Fucking mayhem.
Get rid of
Was-
everyone's credit. I want nothing to do with credit anymore, man.
Old Mr. Robot, aka the shittier version of Fight Club.
Yeah, I'm a huge yes. If any hackers if that watch the show, hit me up. I will be an accomplice to your crimes. I
Yeah, you
promise
hit
I will
Wayne
help.
up. You don't hit me up.
I will
Please
be.
don't.
I promise I will help you in. Your,
I
don't-
like
I don't
spending
want-
time not in prison. So.
Yeah, I don't want no part in any of that.
All right, moving on to our deep topic. So this goes back to the PewDiePie thing that we brought up earlier. Now, this story is interesting. Firewatch creator vows DMCA retaliation against PewDiePie for racist slur used in stream. And then here's a quote: "I am sick of this child getting more and more chances to make money off of what we make." So basically, Firewatch is copyright striking all of PewDiePie's videos because he did not appreciate the racist slur that PewDiePie exclaimed on a live stream very recently. Now, do we have the video of PewDiePie actually using the word?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I put it in the Discord, but there's also a link in the article.
Where do you
It's
have it
just
in
a-
the Discord? What channel?
Just the private.
Let's see.
Our-
I mean, I don't know
Our
if
private
I would
channel.
show it, but yeah.
No, I'll
Yeah.
show it. I'm just gonna say right now, trigger warning. If you don't want to hear the trigger warning, if you don't want to hear this racist slur, he uses the N-word in a pretty fucked up way. So if you don't want to hear it, turn it off now.
What? What the fuck is happening?
Or just mute it, rather.
What the hell was that? The potato was fucking insane. I was holding it so fucking straight.
What a fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god. What the fuck? Sorry, but what the fuck? What a fucking asshole. I don't mean that in a bad way. Jesus fuck. Why would he do that? Legit,
right.
why would he do that?
So as you can see, he says it out of anger, like he's obviously in this situation in the game where he's upset at someone and he calls him the N-word with a hard ER. And it comes off like this is obviously gonna be news. This is not, you don't do that, right?
Yeah.
It's PewDiePie. He's a channel that has millions and millions of children watching him. He's already been in trouble with anti-Semitic remarks. He's already been in trouble kind of just whatever he does. And now this is on top of it, and now you can understand why the Firewatch guy said what he said and is going to DMCA. He doesn't want him making money. He doesn't want to promote or make. He doesn't want PewDiePie making money off of his game while using language like that and promoting the sort of views that he promotes. And I think in my personal eyes, I think that he didn't mean it in any kind of like there was no malicious intent behind using that word. And like I don't want to say that. I don't want to like push the blame off of him, but I also understand the other side of the argument, which a lot of people are talking about, and this is why this is news, because there's two sides to it. There's obviously the one side saying fuck PewDiePie, shouldn't have said this. He fucked up, and the other side, like, you know, he said it out of whatever and he didn't mean it. There was nothing going on here, so it's just whatever. He just said a bad word. Now, I wanted to know, should people defend him on his point that he kind of just slipped out, or do you think that people are right in to kind of calling him out on this and making a big deal about it? Really?
Can we just talk really quickly before that too about the DMCA shit? Because I want to know your guys' opinions on that, because that to me is just kind of like, I think you could have done other channels of talking like, hey, can you take my videos down, instead of like, yo, I gotta hit you with a DCMA ASAP, and also how he did it. But it was also just like, I don't know, that's its own bucket of nails right there.
Well,
because
I think
he didn't say that while playing Firewatch.
Right.
That's not in his Firewatch videos.
But he just doesn't want him making money playing this game using language like that. He's Jewish, and he felt offended by his anti-Semitic remarks, and now this, or you know, I mean, he obviously feels some type of way.
Yeah, which I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Like that's within his legal right, is to argue his side, to do a DCMA. But on the other side, it's like, you know, that's a legal battle to me. Not just like, he shouldn't just be like, yep, all your videos are off, when in my case of my videos, nothing happened.
I mean, I can see the bigger point in that being an issue.
Like, yeah, sure. Just like that bigger issue. It was like, is that really, you know, because like, I think he should have the right to try to have a DCMA. Like, if he doesn't want his content being shown and he owns the game, he has the right to defend his game. But at the same time, the YouTube right.
Like, where does it stop?
For their own, right.
Where does it stop? Like, can people just shut down all gaming channels if they don't like what they're talking about or how the personality is?
Right. And I mean, something completely unrelated to... Exactly. Because it's like, I can understand that if that happened in his game, but if that's a muddier battle. If like, because a DCMA, you have to take it, like, for that to technically legally be right to take it down, you know, he has to be breaking those copyright laws. And if he's not actually breaking those copyright laws in those specific videos, that's an abuse.
Here he says there's a little bit of leeway you have to have with the internet when you wake up every day and make video games. There's also a breaking point. And I can see what you mean. Like, he wasn't playing Firewatch. He didn't talk about Firewatch. He felt the need to kind of jump into it kind of in a weird way.
Maybe it's because nobody's playing Firewatch anymore.
And he wants to like drum up. I mean, I wouldn't. This is all this kind of stuff is always
controversy sells.
Yeah, it's always going to draw attention. And if you know, get up in arms about something, that's a quick way to get attention.
Were we talking about Firewatch last week? No, we were not.
Yes,
we are.
That's very true. Yes, very true. So yeah, I mean, the question that I want to ask is, you know, should people defend him? Does he have a right to be defended, or are we kind of towing a bad line here?
It certainly is kind of a hard issue. Like, my main problem is he's a very influential YouTuber. So when you think about that, he does represent like YouTube because of how big he is. But at the same point, like, do we have to hold him to a higher standard because of that? And then you also look at the average like viewer base. They're mostly younger viewers.
Have you read his book?
I have not.
I'll give you a hint.
And
There's
I will
maybe a
never.
whole 30 words in the entire book. The rest is just meme pictures. That should tell you who he is marketing to.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think
Stoners
you
and
should
12-year-olds.
I think he should be held to a higher standard. And that's because he is one of the most subscribed channels on YouTube. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just really far out there that anybody would really defend him. Say, I don't know. How are they defending him? I haven't looked at that angle. Like, what are they saying?
They're saying that people are going overboard and overreacting, and that
No,
he just
this is not-
slipped out, and he'll be, leave him alone, basically.
This is,
Leave
in my opinion,
PewDiePie alone.
yeah, in my opinion, like, all right, so when the Wall Street Journal came out and they were taking video clips out of context, beforehand, and saying that he was being anti-Semitic when it I don't know, it was a little bit more of a joke, and they were taking his videos extremely out of context. I was like, okay, somebody should probably step up the bat for him. Like, I don't personally like PewDiePie, and I'm not subscribed to him, but like, it was obvious. I was watching the videos that they were writing their article about, and it was obvious they were taking things out of context just to make a story. And I believe people should stand up to bat for him on that. But you cannot take this out of context. That's the thing. It's like, he said this. I don't understand why people are like, oh, well, people are just picking on him. I mean, look, he might have not used it as a racial slur, but it's still a fucking racial slur. You don't just say that shit. That's not shit that you just say.
There's obviously some kind of like thought process that goes into what you say. Even when you're mad, you control what you say.
Yeah.
No, I don't get mad and then all of a sudden I'm spouting out hate speech. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry. When I get a little mad, I get a little racist. It's no. It's underlying. Like, you said the word. You even in your heat of the moment said the word. You went through your brain and out your mouth.
Now, he hasn't made a statement on it yet.
That might be a little telling.
But he released a video today called "Live Stream Fails," and I believe it's a re-upload, and it's a bunch of like these live streamers kind of fucking up. One shits his pants, one pisses her pants, and in the description says "LOL," and I don't know exactly why he did that. If he's trying to just say, "Look, it's just a fail. I just fucked up. Sorry," or if there's some kind of like memeing behind it. Now, we were talking about this earlier. I personally think that he might be trying to publicly sabotage his own channel. I really think this. He said this before. He just doesn't care about it anymore, and he's tried to sabotage his channel many times. I think this is a deliberate point of sabotage.
The Nirvana effect. It's the Nirvana effect.
He just needs to pull an Angry Joe and just walk away.
No, dude, he's the modern age Kurt Cobain. He's got his fame, he hates it, and he's trying to destroy it, and it just makes him more popular.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a tinfoil conspiracy.
That's a good.
The only way this is good.
The only thing people love more than an icon is to watch it fall.
How old is he, and where's Courtney Love right now?
Yeah, I was about to say the only thing left is for his girlfriend to shoot him with a shotgun and then inject heroin into him. So
he hasn't lost any subscribers. He's only gained 1,688 subscribers since yesterday. So he just, if he's trying to sabotage his channel, it's not working. Or if he's doing this for more views and more subs, then I guess it is working. Because, he's been doing this for so long now. I'm sure he knows what's going on. This isn't the first time he's streamed. He streams all the time, and he's always been streaming. And never once has he slipped out any type of racist slur at all. Like, not even close. And all of a sudden, during this time where he's trying to sabotage his channel, this slips out right after the fact that he got in trouble by the Wall Street Journal, right after the other situation with him, like, closing his accounts. I think it's a little fishy. That's what I think. And I think he's really trolling. I think he's trolling the gaming industry. He's trolling the media industry. And he's just having fun. I mean, he's worth so many millions of dollars. He does not give a shit anymore.
What's this next sabotage moment?
I don't know.
Torturing kittens accidentally on stream.
I don't
Nah, dude,
know.
you
Is he gonna
gotta.
vote for? Is he gonna just like start going pro-Trump?
Who is he? No, who was it? Who was it? Loco, you know, you know what I'm thinking of. Nope.
No.
Hearthstone. Life coach. Is he gonna pull a life coach?
What happened to life coach? What
You
happened to
don't
rope
remember
coach?
that? You don't remember that years
No.
ago? He thought he shut his stream off. Apparently didn't, and then just started having sex in a hot tub.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, I don't remember rope coach doing that. But yeah,
That's his next move. It's just gonna be live streaming him having sex in a hot tub.
look, I don't know. Even if the way that he said it, to me, it feels like he says it in his. It's like part of his everyday vocabulary.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
it feels like to me like he says that shit all the time. And I don't know if he, like you said, if he's trying to sabotage his channel or if he just said it on accident, whatever. Like, I don't think he should have said it. I think he should come out with some kind of public apology, something. Like, I don't see how anybody could really defend him on that, because there are a lot of young susceptible minds that watch his channel, and when they see PewDiePie say it, they're gonna be like, oh well, I can say it now, and then
They
we're just
already-
gonna have a
We
whole
need
new
to think of the children.
And
Yeah,
90% of those kids already do say it. 90% of those kids already do say it.
Yeah.
And now this is another reason why they feel like it's okay to say things like that.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, if you hop on PlayStation Online or Xbox Live
Oh,
and you play
God.
any game, the type of language that these children use is despicable. And then this is just fueling that fire. And I can see why some people do
But
get
we're
upset.
mad that Nintendo doesn't have voice chat. For good damn reason they don't.
But also on the other side of it, if you wanted to get like existential, using words like that, using all these slurs in such a manner, especially
it
as
lowers
a kid,
their meaning or lowers their effect.
yeah, it
Is that
does
what you're about to say?
diminish. It does diminish its potency, right? It diminishes its potency, and it doesn't have that impact anymore, especially nowadays. I mean, we were just talking just before, like the word faggot. It has a completely different context and meaning that it has now than it used to. Same with just fuck. I mean, fuck used to be a completely taboo word, and now you can make money on YouTube using that word, sort of. And it's just more
the old
acceptable
George
now.
Carlin bit of the 7 words you can't say on television.
Yeah. Well,
And
look,
like
shit is one of those words. Or am I right?
the South Park episode where they just said shit 162
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say now it's on actual
Yeah.
actual television, like public television. So we're changing times, and maybe stuff like this changes it even more. I think that word should never be used. That's a rough
Yeah,
word.
I mean, it's a reason why it's considered hate speech. Like,
Yeah.
like
he
you
said
don't
it-
just you don't just take a word back. You
Yeah.
can't just do that.
He
Not
said
even
it
in
with,
Clerks
like-
2. You just can't do it.
You
You can't take Clerks 2 back.
You can't.
And he said with the ER, like it wasn't the other one that
Yeah.
was more widely acceptable. He said it like he wasn't like saying what's up to his friend.
Wasn't trying to be
He
like-
said it
like-
he wasn't
Like blank,
wasn't-
please. No, it was like
He
a
said it
hard
like insult,
R.
like he was upset at someone, so he called that person an N-word hard R.
Yeah, like
It's pretty fucked up.
he's like burning crosses. He's like a grand wizard dragon Merlin or whatever the fuck. Whatever the fuck.
Hold on,
they
so
are.
we got a tweet from Sky Williams, and I do want to hear his statement because
What?
he is a black YouTuber.
Oh, I thought you meant like we personally got a tweet from Sky Williams. I was like, wait, what?
He tweeted me. He was somehow watching us. So
Okay,
One second.
well,
We made it, boys.
Hashtag
we
goals,
made it.
yeah.
it was only a matter of time before someone
Watch
said
that
it
subscriber
again.
count fly.
And
Let's go.
the Black
Dude,
Council
that's-
looked the
that's
other
gonna be
way on
tomorrow,
nigga,
'cause,
but
I mean-
apparently,
hold on, we're watching something.
Oh.
and the Black Council looked the other way on nigga, but apparently this is hard R. So let me see what the best clip is. PewDiePie could be heard saying the N word. Here we go.
What a fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry, but what the fuck?
No, he's visibly
What a fucking
upset.
nigger.
He's visibly upset.
Dude, link it. I want to watch this shit.
What a fucking
link it
nigger.
somewhere.
What a fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry, but
From
what the
Vox.
fuck?
Yeah, he's quite shocked. This is actually pretty funny. That's enough of that. So yeah, he seems upset. He feels like his tweet says, "PewDiePie, we all trusted you, but hard R though, didn't have any other word. Are there even black people in your city? I'm deceased." So he seems like he understands he fucked up in saying that, but he's not offended. He doesn't feel offended, right? It's not like a personal. It wasn't like some kind of like what was that? Like a Mel Gibson scenario where it was like a private recording of him publicly or privately insulting the race. It was a slip. It was during a gaming stream, which is going to be picked up by Gaming News. It's going to be picked up by YouTube News, and people are going to talk about it. And I think he should just say, "Hey, look, I fucked up," and just deal with whatever consequences come after that. I don't know what else can happen. YouTube's not going to kick him off. He's just going to get more subscribers, more views, and make more money, and the world is going to move on.
Dude, like I said, you got to take an example from life. He literally was going to have sex and started having sex on stream. Made a 10-minute apology video. Everyone loves him, and even Loco, who's also huge in the Hearthstone scene, didn't even know about it.
Yeah, but that's a lot more different than saying,
I know, but
fucking
what I'm saying is,
he probably didn't even need to.
I'm using that as an example of what he should do, because it's like, it is one of those, like, if you approach this the right way, you can improve instead of just like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think PewDiePie is gonna do anything too crazy. He might even meme himself. Like, he might make a joke out of it, like he's been doing, especially with like the Wall Street Journal stuff. And then we'll hear more stories about how PewDiePie is destroying the gaming industry, and then the other side of how PewDiePie is giving light to free speech everywhere. I mean, it's just, this is 2017 and the debate is not over. And I think that's it, guys. I don't think there's anything else for the show. It's 9/11 today as we're filming this, so go pay your respects. Terrible day in history. I'm from New Jersey. Doobie's from New Jersey, so I'm sure that he's been affected by it in a closer manner than someone maybe.
Dude, like how everybody knew, the generation before me knew where they were for JFK assassination, knew where they were for Challenger. That was the first real moment of my life. I knew, I know where I was, and I will never forget where I was when it happened. I was in the 5th grade. I think it was the second, third day of school. Maybe it was a late start for that year. And it was really early in the school year. And it was the first year of my education where we had TVs in the classroom with access to, the actual television, actual channels. And I remember after the first plane hit, they came in, they were saying something, they put it on the TV, and we watched the second plane hit. And that's when we knew some shit was going down. Mm-hmm. And of course, being in Jersey, I remember that morning, and it felt weird. I remember looking in the sky and seeing a plane kind of low, and I was like, that plane seems kind of low, from what I understand planes at 5th grade. And I don't know if that was the first plane, but it could have been. Just based on the time frame of when the first plane hit. It
was the same kind of situation. I was in class, we had the TVs, the teacher came on, turned it on, we saw the second plane hit, and then I was immediately called home. And I knew people that worked in the World Trade Center. One of my uncles, luckily he was fine, just was able to just get out of there. One of Kate's best friend's father worked in the World Trade Centers, and he came home, they said, and he was covered just in the debris and dust from helping people and pulling people out. He was there all day. And that was a crazy fucking day. That whole week was crazy. And I remember just it was rough. Luckily, no one that I knew lost their life in there, but we did know people that worked in there. We did know people that worked close to there. And that time in America was actually really cool because it was a really just patriotic time. Everyone was just super patriotic, and I didn't grasp the weight of it until like late in my later years because we were younger, so like it kind of just didn't feel real at the time. But now in my older years, I can look back and say, that was a really amazing time. And now this country is out of control, and we kind of forget those moments, right? It was like right before 9/11, the country was out of control. It was just got out of the 90s, and it was in this weird period of time where the internet was still kind of new and things were getting a little bit crazy. Then that happened. People kind of banded together, and now we're at a time politically and culturally where we feel like things are spinning out of control. People are more divisive than ever. And it's like days like 9/11, you realize like there's just bigger issues that we need to face, and you can't do it alone. We can't do it as a divided nation. You can't do it as a divided people. And 9/11 is a great example of unity against evil.
So what you're saying, we need Toby Keith.
Yes, absolutely not. I hate Toby Keith. I fucking hate that guy.
I've been watching a lot of Whitest Kids You Know lately, and they had this video where I'll look it up. Hold up, I'll just link it to you. It's like, I'm totally gay for America. It's just making fun of Toby Keith, dude. It's fucking hilarious. Let me see if I can find it.
Dude, the South Park episode where they're building the stairway to heaven. He's like, do you remember where you were when they built the stairway to heaven? Oh man.
Yeah.
God, what a way to make money on tragedy.
But yeah,
Let's just give it a little moment of silence while we're at it for those affected and those who lost their lives in that very trying time in America. And that was the No Life Gaming podcast. Don't forget to head over to our Twitter at No Life's Gaming to make sure you follow us and our updates and our snarky little funny tweets. And then also follow us at Twitch. That's where I will be streaming the live event tomorrow. I'll be streaming the live Apple event there at twitch.tv/no_live. So make sure you go there tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time, whatever time that is in your Pacific.
6 p.m. on Wednesday, or for those watching tomorrow, is the Nintendo Direct. It's 45 minutes long, and if anybody's interested, I'll see what time I get home from work, but if we want to do a thing on Twitch and do a reaction to that, I'm in.
I don't know if I'm able to do it tomorrow or Wednesday, you said?
Yeah, it's the 13th. Yeah, 13th.
I'll see. I might be able to do it.
Should be good. Some info on Mario Odyssey.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thank you all for listening. We'll catch you later. Peace.
peace.
Peace.